So in our last video, we started mentioning around the collecting someone's email address because after you give your email address, usually you receive some sort of like welcome email sequence. You start being told, hey, this is Hollaback Bakery, this is what we do. And then the day after that, you will get like, hey, every month we host this workshop. You should come to the workshop. And then the month after that, the message after that, it's like, okay, you are not going to attend the workshop, but like we will write you every week. This onboarding sequence, this welcome sequence, sometimes it's called an initial sales sequence, newsletter. I mean, every business again is different, but that's what we are marching towards. And before we get to there, we are going to customize the look and feel of these emails. So ConvertKit, the previous step in our setup was add your subscribers. Now we're going to create our email template. And so to create our first template, it's going to take us here. This is all a beautiful custom onboarding, but you could also just come in here to email templates. And so here we have the text only. We could also just hit new email template and take a beautiful template. We are not going to go into all of the nuts and bolts of it. We're just going to take one and show you at a high level what you can do. So this one is pretty basic, has a couple of colors here, there's a logo, and so each of these will follow, I mean, it's just like the editor that you briefly saw in the creator profile video, but everything is pretty simple to add. These are different content like blocks. Here looks like it's the header, the section, and then this is the body. And then down here is always like the footer section. So just a couple things here. You could just click around here to look at these sections. You could probably change background images, spacing, border, mobile, advanced. You could do all sorts of different things. I'm gonna say, you know, the weekly bake off, the bakery news from the bakery. And we're gonna just update this logo. We're gonna replace it with this one. You could have a URL in here if you want to. You could put a caption. We're keeping that there. So we're gonna just do every week we share tips and tricks on how to bake amazing challah. And so if you know that the structure of your newsletter follows a specific format, this is where you would go ahead and add that format. So maybe you would put, recipe tips, this week's hot tip, put a bullet, tip one, then, bakers we love, and maybe you could put an image here, and it's going to, there's an image here as a placeholder, maybe, and you have here like the little, you keep the lorem ipsum text because you're gonna write like why you love this baker. We'll put uh, in the world of baking, and you can put maybe a couple of links. Link 1, link 2, link 3, and maybe the bottom is going to be some sort of call to action. Join us at the next monthly baking experience. Join RSVP here. And so I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do this. This is different for everyone. Probably you want to give yourself some time to let your heart run wild with the creativeness of all of this. There's so many different aspects here. If you are, I don't offer HTML email template design, but there are plenty of humans out there that do. I'm just teaching you the fundamentals of how to get the mechanics working. So what you're going to want, if you know that every week you're sending out this email with a button, the button always will need to have a URL in here. If you have a button and it doesn't have a URL, it's likely going to give you an error. We're just going to remove this part here. You can go ahead and add these links in here. Make sure you do that. I'm going to change these icons to be custom color. We're going to use the colors of the brand. So this is looking more branded. We're going to have this one look a little more branded. And yeah, that's pretty much it for your template. So great job. We have this one template. I'm going to recommend that you have just one other template, which is going to be just the text only, which is what we have here. So we're going to come into text only and we're just going to update these colors. So hello, first name. Oh, this is another aspect of these emails is where you can add personalization, where you can um, customize in the email. You know how it says hello and it says your name, and it's like, oh, how do they know my name? That is what they use. And so include some text here. I personally like to use text because when it comes to deliverability, this is what maximizes the deliverability inside of your inbox. So that's a personal preference. Usually I'm only using text, but for the artists, the creatives that want to do fancy stuff, that's why I included that other email template. So that's pretty much it for email templates. In the next video, so going back to this little onboarding sequence, we we created the first email template here. We did that. Now the first broadcast email. So we're going to do that in our next template, in our next video, and we'll catch you there. So we are here in my inbox, in my business inbox, where I got that email. Welcome to Hollaback Bakery. And here it is. It looks beautiful. And as mentioned, we're going to go into preferences. And here we're going to see everything that we set up a couple of videos back. First name, last name. We're going to update that last name, Mandowski test. So I could show you on the back end. Weekly newsletter, monthly workshop. I'm interested in all of these things. So you're going to hit update profile. And now let's switch back to our other account. So now that we're here, we're going to go back to our subscribers. We're going to go back to Ernesto at the $1,000,000 Machine. And we actually see those interests that were updated because we had selected that. We also see the last name was updated. So this is like super cool stuff that you can use to have your subscribers actually segment themselves. And because they had, we had upgraded those tags, it would automatically update them in a segment if if it's applicable. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the broadcast. In the next video, we're going to start setting up your sequence. And this sequence is building into the visual automation, the one and only visual automation that you will use on the free plan. And we'll catch you in the next one.